The assistant chief here at the Wauseon Fire Department, he had an opportunity to request an artifact. They had held, I think, 1,200 pieces to go nationwide. It was probably about 3 years ago. In February of 2011, we received notification that the Wauseon Fire Department had been awarded the piece of steel, and they said, come and get it. They picked it up. They were able to stand at the Port Authority and watch the piece be loaded onto the trailer. They walked through the bay where there were artifacts that were left, and I think the pictures they brought home from that says a lot. You look at things that are not supposed to fall apart, and they're in pieces and shambles. Once it was loaded, the team from Wauseon had a flag that was donated to us by the veterans. They wrapped the beam in that flag. That flag then traveled from New York on the turnpike and made its way to Medina. Once they got to Medina, they had actually invited other fire departments from the county to come and join then the trip home. I think the biggest part is the number of departments that called us and said, we want to be a part. We want to be a part of that procession as it comes through our town. I had actually met up with Specialist Kobe Bradley. We became friends, and when I found out we were getting this piece of steel, I was excited, and the patriotism and what it meant to me to have that come home and be in my backyard. And he had made a comment one day, because he was on his tour in Afghanistan, and he says, you know, he says, the firemen show such patriotism and pride. He says, I want to carry a flag for you. And I remember hanging up the phone, and it took me about 30 seconds to say, I know exactly what flag we're going to send. And so we made the decision before we even got the beam home with the flag that one of those flags were going to go to Afghanistan. It was 60 years prior to that Pearl Harbor happened. Somebody came onto our country and tried to invade us, and it took them 60 years to get the courage to come back. And this time they come back and they hit us in New York, and you know, we showed them, you can come, you can hurt us, all you do is make us stronger. You're building bonds every time you do that, and you know, through all the tragedy and the hurt and the sacrifice and the pain, there's also this level of patriotism and people signing up for service and people signing up for fire departments. They're on that wagon again, and they want to serve and they want to give to the community.